The BYD Seal 06 GT. This is BYD's, basically their hot hatch. It's a very, very large hatchback. It's actually 4.6 meters long. So it's technically longer than a BYD Atto 3. But this is the update for the 2026 version. BYD has actually upgraded the motors in most of their electric cars by 75 kilowatt. That's more than a 100 horsepower increase. And the new BYD Seal 06 GT gets that change, amongst some others as well. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. The latest filing from China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology shows, as per Car News China, BYD Seal 06 GT gets a new, more powerful motor. There's actually two different options. The base model has 200 kilowatt, and the spec up from that has 240 kilowatt. And there is also an optional roof-mounted LiDAR unit. So if you want to get God's eye with LiDAR, you can get that. There is a big increase in power here though, guys, because that 240 kilowatt is an increase of 75 kilowatt versus the previous more powerful version of this car. There's some other changes as well. The mirror housings are different. The fender trim is different. I can't really see those differences, to be honest. There's caliper colors because people like colored calipers, and people pay hundreds of dollars and do their own modifications to put caliper covers on. BYD's gone, well, okay, you can get a choice of different colors, which kind of do look cool within those wheels. There is a combination lamp decor, privacy and non-privacy rear glazing, and a different, basically a brake lamp has been put in a different position. Panoramic roof is standard, and the same battery pack, unfortunately. I believe it's the same lithium iron phosphate BYD blade battery. I don't believe it's the version 2 blade battery yet. The updated Seal 06 GT, it looks very similar to the previous version, and I honestly think this is one of BYD's best looking cars. It does look, in person, I've seen a couple of these in China. I've got to admit, they do look really good. So the size, well, like I said, it's longer than an Atto 3. It's 4,630 millimeters long, meaning this is the largest hatchback in the world. Actually, it is. I'm not making that up. Width, it's 1,880 millimeters wide, and it's 1,490 millimeters tall. Wheelbase is pretty long too, 2,820 millimeters. So the dimensions for the new version haven't changed. Now, guys, there is an all-wheel drive version of this car. We don't know the actual power output yet. That information, for some reason, hasn't come out yet. But the rear-wheel drive version of this car in the current model has either 160 kilowatt or 165 kilowatt. But the new model, it has 240 kilowatt from the rear motor or 200 kilowatt in the base model. And that means it does 0 to 100 quite a fair bit faster. I think it's about 6 seconds now versus 7.3 before. According to Car News China, all-wheel drive models add a 110 kilowatt front motor, and they have that 200 kilowatt rear motor. So they have a total power output of 310 kilowatt. That means it's a proper fast hatchback. It does 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds. So it still is a little slower than the equivalent MG, the X-Power, which can do 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. Battery capacity. Base model gets a 59.5, so let's just say a 60 kilowatt hour battery. And the long range version uses a 73 kilowatt hour battery. Range of that base model is 505 kilometers. And the long range rear wheel drive has 605 kilometers of CLTC range. So you're probably looking at about 500 kilometers WLTP. I'm a big fan of this car, and unfortunately they don't sell this car in a lot of countries outside of China. I wish they did, because I personally don't like some of BYD's car designs. I think they look a bit odd, but this one to me really appeals to me. And I reckon that they can have a really cool version of this. You know, the all-wheel drive version would really appeal to a lot of people who buy cars like the Volkswagen Golf R or the Volkswagen Golf GTI. You know, a lot of these all-wheel drive, like maybe even the Audi RS3, something like that. This is kind of a cool electric alternative. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. The BYD Seal 06 GT, I think it's the best BYD Seal ever. It's, I think, better looking than the sedan version of this car. It's got more interior space, got a proper boot that you can actually use, put those rear seats down, you get a bunch of space, you can fit your surfboards in the back, fit your kids' bikes in the back, whatever. In addition to all that, guys, this thing is actually really, really nice. Not just on the outside, but that interior looks extremely premium. BYD have confirmed that this is a global car. It's coming to Europe, it's coming to Australia, it's coming to, I think, about 50 different countries around the world. In China, the starting price is the equivalent of 28,700 Australian dollars, so about 17,000 US dollars. I estimate it's going to cost a lot more than that outside of China. Remember, they've got to make these in right-hand drive. They've got to have separate production lines, got to have separate kind of things done for international versions of the car. Then they've got to ship it around the world. They've got to pay distributorship fees. So there's lots of costs BYD have to add on, but I still think it'll be a really good price, probably similar price to the current BYD Seal. However, in China, the BYD Seal, well, it's more expensive. So this might actually be cheaper. In fact, the Seal is about 10% more expensive than the Seal 06 GT. So here's what BYD said, right? They said, young people's first GT, Seal 06 GT. It's officially launched. E-Platform 3.0 Evo is equipped with more than 100 core configurations, a standard for the entire series. GT is trendy and fun. 100 core configurations as standard for the entire series. I've got no idea what that means. It means nothing, to tell you the truth. It uses BYD's Blade battery, not the new versions of the Blade battery, not the, unfortunately, Blade battery version 2.0. But anyhow, it comes with a 59.5 kilowatt hour battery in the shorter range version, which gives it 505 kilometers of CLTC range, so probably about 400 kilometers of WLTP range. But you can option it with a bigger battery. That's a 72.96, so let's say 73 kilowatt hour battery, giving it 605 kilometers of CLTC range, about 500 kilometers WLTP, or maybe just under that. Charging takes 20 minutes from 30% to 80%. That's pretty good, I think, 20 minutes from 30% to 80%. Not class leading, but not bad. However, interestingly, 10 to 80% takes 25 minutes. So I'm not sure how they've made this platform charge so much quicker, but 10 to 80% in 25 minutes is a really, really good charging speed. This model means it's therefore able to charge much quicker than the standard existing BYD Seal. Another reason I think this car is better. So Mark here from China, he is actually, well, he's got the car right now. He's doing a review for us. He's going to actually get that review out on the channel. And this is his experience looking at the Seal. He knows these cars, looking at this new car, and I think he thinks pretty much what I think about it. But let us know, guys, what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section.
Hello everybody, Mark here today with the Electric Viking, and in this video I'm going to show you around a new electric car